Hello, my name is Dan Jarecki. Welcome to Nice Tri Multisport Coaching and Rentals. Today we're going to talk about how to calculate a Vdot score based on a 5K run test. You can calculate Vdot on any given distance, 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon, but we want it to be representative of what you've done recently. So don't use a race time from something you did 2 years ago because that doesn't represent the condition you're in now. So that's why in week 1 of the training plan we have you go out and run a 5K test. After you get that time from your Garmin watch, we're going to plug it into a Vdot calculator. It's a very simple process. And just a note about timing that 5K race. Now some people will run about 5 or 6, 7 miles that day in the process of warming up and cooling down for the 5K test. But what I would recommend is to only start your Garmin watch when you start the 5K race test. Don't make the warm-up and cool-down part of that exercise file. And the reason is sometimes it's difficult unless you have the proper software like WKO Plus, or else you're pretty handy at remembering which part of that exercise file was the 5K test. It's difficult to get an accurate time out of that if you've got 6 or 7 or 8 miles. Some of which was warm-up, some of which is cool-down. So just do your warm-up, do your cool-down, but don't make that part of the file. Hit start and stop at the start and end of the 5K run test. So once you've got the time, just open up your Internet Explorer, and we are going to go here to the Google machine and type in Vdot Calculator. And this is the one I like to use, Run By You. That's a great one. And it's very simple and very easy. So we've got 5K race distance, and then we're going to enter in our race time and hit Calculate Vdot. And what has been produced for you are paces for everything other than a half marathon pace, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So we've got easy pace, we've got marathon pace, and we've got threshold pace. And those are 3 of the 4 that you'll be using in your training. So after you've calculated those times, just go to your training plan, and at the bottom of the page, beneath all of that coding, is a little chart for easy pace, marathon, half marathon, and threshold. And simply take the mile repeat time for easy pace and put it over here, and so on and so forth. Marathon time, and then T for threshold pace would be a 7:33 for this instance. And it's also fun to write down your Vdot score so we can see how you've improved, and the Vdot would be on the left side of the screen. In this instance, for a 22-minute 5K, your Vdot would be 44. That's just a fun thing to track. If you're a techno geek, you can see how many % you've improved over time. So there we go. That's the 5K run test. Now I said the only one that isn't issued here, the only time that isn't issued is HMP, which is half marathon pace. So what we'll do, we're going to remember this one. This is 1 hour and 42 minutes and 17 seconds. So I'm going to type in my Google search machine again, pace calculator. Cool running pace calculator. This one is great. So while I'm still remembering it, 1 hour and 42 minutes and 17 seconds for 13.1, and then hit calculate pace, and this one would be a 7:48 pace. And that's the pace that will go in the half marathon. So now we've got different paces we'll be running throughout the week, and this is again our week 1. So take a look at this on Thursday. We've got 30 minutes at marathon pace. Saturday we're running at marathon pace. Sunday we've got 2 by 1 mile repeats at threshold pace with 2-minute rest between intervals. Do the rest of the run at half marathon pace and keep your form perfect is what the training plan says. So there's some coded language there, but that's how we fill in the pace zones. If you read through some of this coding and you forget what that means, the first several weeks I've included a key here so you can scroll down and this will remind you what that means. So there you have it. That's how we calculate Vdot. Enjoy, and train safely.